Henry's law, the continuation topic in the solution chapter is vapor pressure. Let's start the vapor pressure topic. Vapor pressure. Everybody, you can note down all the points of all these vapor pressure when I am teaching. See, the vapor pressure of the solutions topic we are going to discussing now. See, what is meant by this vapor pressure? First of all, the definition I'll tell you. For this, see, I am taking one liquid solvent. Yeah, this is liquid solvent. In the solution chapter, always we have to take the liquid solutions. It means the solvent is always liquid only. The solvent is always liquid only. Okay. Now, in this liquid solution, we have to add the solute. The solute can be gas, solute can be liquid, solute can be solid also. But in the Henry law, we already completed when gas is added into the solution, what happens? When gas is added into the liquid part, what happens? All these points in Henry's law, we already completed. Now, let us add the liquid in liquid solvent and solid in liquid solvent. Let us discuss these two types of the solutions category now, because the gas when added into the water we already completed. Gas when added into the liquid part we already completed in the Henry's law. Now liquid in liquid part what happens? Solid in solid part what happens? I'll tell you. But before that, vapor pressure means what? In this case, vapor pressure will come. So definition of vapor pressure, I'll tell you. See this. Here, whatever the liquid solvent we have taken, it should be compulsory. It should be compulsory a volatile liquid. A volatile liquid. And these two, liquid part of solute and solid part of solute, can be volatile, cannot be volatile also. What is meant by this volatile? Volatile means easily it can be evaporated into gas state. Easily it is evaporating into the gas state. That is called volatility. Vaporization will be very easy. The volatile liquids are taken. For example, petrol. So when we open the cap, it is easily volatile, easily vaporizes. This property is known as volatility. Okay, now the liquid solvent is volatile I have taken. Suppose if the liquid solute when we are adding, if it is also volatile, means the solute part is volatile, solvent also volatile. Both are volatility is coming, means vaporization is coming out. Vaporization is coming. Whatever the vapors are emitting out, these are all nothing but gases only. So gases are coming means it has some pressure. The pressure exerted by this vapor is known as vapor pressure. Whatever the vapors are coming, so these vapors has some pressure. This is called vapor pressure. The pressure exerted by the vapor is known as vapor pressure. Okay, this vapor pressure, let us discuss in liquid solutions, in solid liquid solutions also. In these two categories, vapor pressure, what happens, I'll tell you. Based on this, very important numericals are all there. So listen concept carefully so that numericals we can do very easily if you understand this concept clearly. That is why liquid solutions, vapor pressure, I will tell you first. See, vapor pressure of liquid solutions. First type of category, vapor pressure of liquid liquid solutions. Everybody have to write whatever I am writing on the board so that it will be your notes only. So vapor pressure of liquid solutions. See what I am doing is, suppose see, if I am taking two vessels, I am taking two vessels. This is a liquid and it is also liquid solvent I have taken. I am taking liquid solvent. This is A, this is B I have taken. A is a volatile solvent, B also volatile solvent. Only liquid A is there. Here only liquid B is there. I am not adding both them. I have taken separate vessels. Okay, this is liquid part A, solvent, and it is volatile solvent. It is also volatile solvent only. Volatile solvent means it has some pressure. It has some pressure. It is also having some pressure. This pressure, what I am saying is, this pressure is P naught of A I am taking. P naught of A. What is naught? Naught means vapor pressure of the pure solvent. I am not combining them. That's why it is a pure. It is also pure. If it is the pure solvent, means not combined with anything, it has its own vapor pressure. The own vapor pressure is nothing but vapor pressure of the pure solvent. The vapor pressure of pure solvent A symbol is P naught of A. Similarly, the vapor pressure of pure solvent B is P naught of B. The vapor pressure of pure solvent B is P naught of B because it is not combined with anything now. So that's why naught symbol is giving means they are vapor pressure of the pure solvents. Right? Now, it has the vapor pressure, nothing but they have some number of moles also. See this. Here, some number of moles of liquid part of A is there because we have some quantity of the liquid A. Some quantity is there means it has some number of moles. And it is also having some number of moles. These number of moles in further topic we are going to using. That's why I'm using word number of moles. The number of moles of A is there. Number of moles of B is there. Number of moles of A means Na symbol. Number of moles of B means Nb symbol I am using. Okay. This is the introduction. Now see what I am going to do. Both these two liquids I am going to combining. See this? Both these two liquids I am going to combining now. See how? These two are combining in a vessel. Both these two I am going to combining in a vessel. Now the liquid mixture is forming. Liquid mixture is forming. Means though both these two liquids are not in the pure form now, it is impure mixture. Means A and B are mixed. From this mixture also vaporization will come. Because from this mixture also vaporization will come because they are the volatile liquids. इसलिए I have explained initially the vapor pressure of the solvent in pure form I have considered as P naught of A. Here I have considered as P naught of B. Now I am going to combining these two volatile liquids in a vessel. Now I have to observe. Now I have to observe what is going on in the evaporation. This mixture, from this mixture also vaporization will come. From this mixture also vaporization will come. But what I am considering is, from this mixture, whatever the vapors are coming out from the liquid A, I am taking as PA. PA, P naught of A. You just observe the difference between these two. PA is the vapor pressure of liquid A from the solution, means from the mixer. P naught of A is the vapor pressure of the liquid A from the pure solvent. Pure, it's not combined with anything. That is the difference between these two symbols. PA is the vapor pressure of the liquid A from the solution. Similarly, PB is the vapor pressure of liquid B from the solution. So they are all not in the pure form, they are mixed form. From the mixture also, both liquids are volatile. We have considered both liquids are volatile liquids. Both these two are combining. That is why I have explaining that liquid solution का vapor pressure क्या हो रही है. The vapor pressure of liquid solution means if it is a solute, this will be solvent in the mixer, or if it is the solute, this will be the solvent in the mixer. So therefore what happens is the total liquid mixer vapor pressure we are discussing now. Therefore from the mixer, PA is the vapor pressure of liquid A, PB is the vapor pressure of liquid B from the mixer. Okay. In this concept, to explain the vapor pressure from the solution, Mr. Raoult is a scientist. He has given one equation, one law, that is Raoult's law. In this mixture of two volatile liquids, Raoult's law has given one statement based on this concept. What he is saying is the vapor pressure of any liquid component, the vapor pressure of the liquid component is directly proportional to the vapor pressure of the liquid component is directly proportional to its mole fraction in the mixer. This is the reason I have taken the number of moles. Both these two number of moles of liquid A, liquid B also present in this. We have here Na and Nb. Total number of moles are there. Here we have taken total number of moles are there. Na plus Nb, because both these two are combined. In this case, what I am saying is the Raoult's law statement I am saying now. Raoult's law is applicable to this liquid mixer. Once again, I am giving the statement of Raoult's law. See, the vapor pressure of the component in a solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of its component. Mole fraction of its component means if number of moles of A is more in the mixer, its mole fraction obviously more. It means if mole fraction of this A component more, its vapor pressure is more, because more is the number of moles, more is the evaporation. Because they are all volatile liquids. Volatile liquids means easily vaporizes. More the quantity of the component in the mixer is there, that will be more volatile. Therefore, more vapor pressure will come. This is the Raoult's law. The vapor pressure of the liquid component is directly proportional to its mole fraction in the solution. Means I am applying the Raoult's law for the liquid component A in the solution. How do you write? See, the vapor pressure of liquid component A is directly proportional to its mole fraction. Means more the number of moles in the solution, more is the mole fraction. Therefore, more vaporizes. Therefore, more vapor pressure will come. This is Raoult's law. If you remove the proportionality, you have to keep some constant. The constant is Pa is equal to P naught of A into XA. This is I have taken. What is P naught of A? I told you P naught of A is the vapor pressure of the liquid component when it is pure. This is always fixed and constant. This part is over. The Raoult's law I am explaining. The Raoult's law, Pa is proportional to XA. So therefore, why PA proportional to X here? This is the statement of the Raoult's law. The partial vapor pressure of the any component in the solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of the component present in the solution. Means more the mole fraction, more is the evaporation, so more is the vapor pressure will come. That is the meaning. Therefore, PA proportional to XA. So let's remove this proportionality. We need to keep some constant, that is PA equal to P naught of A into XA. The P naught of A I have taken as a constant. Why? Because this is the liquid component A when it is in pure state. It means it's not combined with anything. So whatever its vapor pressure, that is always fixed and constant. That is why I have taken this vapor pressure P naught of A as a constant, because it is always constant. Because it is not combined with anything. When it is combined, then only its vapor pressure changes. So then only its vapor pressure changes. See, I have to complete this concept today. If any meeting is automatically end, again, please rejoin, okay? Please rejoin again. Yeah, see this. Yeah, because already warning came, the time is already reached. If it automatically meeting is over, then again rejoin. We need to complete this concept today. Yeah, see this. Therefore, the Raoult's law explains this is a concept. So P naught of A I have taken as a constant. Now coming to the liquid part B in the solution. Let us apply the Raoult's law for this liquid part also. So according to this Raoult's law for the liquid part B, so the partial vapor pressure of the B, PB, is directly proportional to mole fraction of B also. The partial vapor pressure of the B is directly proportional to mole fraction of B also, again in the solution. So if you remove the proportionality, what we need to write is PB equal to P naught of B into XB. Here also P naught of B is constant when it is in pure. So these are the partial vapor pressures of the both components in the solution. So PA is a partial vapor pressure of A, PB is a partial vapor pressure of B present in the solution. Let us add them. Let us add the total vapor pressures of PA and PB. So you will get total vapor pressure now. The total vapor pressure will come. Based on this total vapor pressure, you can get one more law which is coming in the class 11 gas state में आ जाएगा. That is the Dalton's law of partial pressures. Dalton's law of partial pressures. According to this Dalton's law, we have to use this Dalton's law statement also in this concept. According to Dalton's law statement, the total vapor pressure PT is the sum of the vapor pressures of the component present in the mixer. This is Dalton's law, states of matter chapter, class 11. According to Dalton's law, the total vapor present in the solution is equal to sum of the partial pressures present in the solution. Therefore, PT equal to PA plus PB will come. Let us apply this law and let us substitute these formulas over there. We have PA means P naught of A into XA. We have PB means P naught of B into XB. Therefore, the total pressure PT comes out as PA means what? P naught of A into XA plus PB means what? P naught of B into XB. This is the main law we need to use in the numericals now. So this is the equation we need to use in the numericals. PT equal to P naught of A into XA plus P naught of B into XB. PT means total vapor pressure present in the solution. P naught of A, P naught of B are the vapor pressures of the pure components of A and B liquids. XA means mole fraction of the component A. XB means mole fraction of component B. How to get the mole fraction of A? Its number of moles by total number of moles. How to get mole fraction of B? Its number of moles NB by total number of moles. So like this way, the mole fractions you can get. But we know in the mole fraction, XA plus XB is equal to 1. Means sum of the mole fractions of two or more components is always equal to 1. I already told you this. So if XA plus XB equal to 1, what will be the XA? XA means 1 minus XB we can write. XA means 1 minus XB we can write. Let us substitute the value here. Again this equation will be simplifying. So the total pressure PT equal to P naught of A. XA means what? 1 minus of XB plus P naught of B into XB. See this, we got it this one. In the place of XA, I have substituted 1 minus XB there. See what happened. Again, simplify karo. P naught of A, just multiply all the terms. P naught of A into 1. P naught of A minus. Multiply with this. P naught of A into XB plus P naught of B into XB. Yeah, we got it this. P naught of A into XB plus P naught of B into XB, we got it. Yes. After this, XB here common term is there. So let us take a common term XB there. So PT equal to, what happened? PT equal to XB if you take it as a common. P naught of B minus P naught of A into XB plus P naught of A. So PT equal to, I am taking XB in these two terms as a common thing. Then the plus value I have written first, P naught of B minus P naught of A. So P naught of B minus P naught of A I have taken as a common term, and XB is this plus P naught of A is coming. So this is again a simplified form. Again it is a simplified form. Do you understand this derivation, everybody? Okay. 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 See this. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you see this. I'm using this equation to draw one graph. See, it is in y equal to mx plus c. See, it is in y equal mx plus c form में है. On y-axis, I have to take PT, total vapor pressure. On x-axis, I have to take xb, mole fraction of b, and this is the y-intercept c. If you draw the graph, these are all very important equations. This is, I am writing equation number 1. It is, I am writing in equation number 2. You have to write all these equation numbers also. This is first equation, this is second equation. I am going to draw a graph. Can I wrap this? Yeah, see this. I am going to draw a graph. Y-axis, on y-axis, Py I am taking, see? Py I am taking on x-axis, no, Pt. Pt I am taking on y-axis, Pt, on x-axis mole fraction of B. Tell me the shape of the graph. This is the slope. Slope is positive slope, intercept also positive intercept. Y-intercept is C, so this is the positive value, and the slope also the positive value. So how the shape is coming means like this. Y-axis cuts at the point C. Here the C means P naught of A. So this point is P naught of A. It is a constant value, and it is a positive slope. So slope is how much now? In the place of the M, what is there? P naught of B minus P naught of A. This is the slope. Slope is M. M means here P naught of B minus P naught of A. This is the only I have used it there. So this is slope, and this is the y-intercept. Y-axis cuts at the point C. The C means P naught of A. So this is the graph obtained when we draw between PT and XB there. So this is the concept. when two volatile liquids are taken. Two volatile liquids, when they combine, total vapor pressure, what happens, and how they are related to their mole fractions in the liquid mixer. So all these points I explained now. One more extension is there in this topic. See, that is, I'll tell you. The one more extension in this point is, see, suppose you see the extension of this point is, see, I have taken the liquid mixer. Liquid mixer, I have taken A and B is the mixer. This is, we already discussed in the introduction of this point, this topic. Yeah, I have taken the two liquid components there, the two liquid components A and B. So both are volatile. So both are volatile. In these liquid components, mole fraction of the A in the liquid XA, mole fraction of B in the liquid is XB. So from this, we have got the formulas. The total pressure is equal to P naught of A into XA plus P naught of B into XB. This is total vapor pressure formula. We got it. And the individual partial vapor pressure of A, PA is equal to P naught of A into XA. And individual partial vapor pressure of B is, individual partial vapor pressure of the B is P naught of B equal to PAB equal to P naught of B into XB. So we got these formulas till now. Here XA and XB are the mole fractions of the component A and B in the liquid mixer. What they will ask in the extension of this concept is, if they are volatile, you will get the vapors. In these vapors, what will be the mole fractions of component A and B? We are getting again the vapors of mixer again. Here liquid mixer is there. In this liquid mixer, mole fractions of A and B are XA and XB. So we are getting the vapors. In this vapor also, we are getting mixture only. In this mixer, vapor pressure, what happens? So in the mixer, vapor pressure of the A is, I am taking as YA. In the vapor mixer, mole fraction of the B I am taking as YB. Not vapor pressure, mole fraction. XA, XB are the mole fractions of liquid component A and B in the liquid state. YA and YB are the mole fractions of component A and B in vapor phase. Liquid phase में mole fractions XA, XB. In terms of XA, XB, formulas are all these. Now we have the mole fractions of component A and B in vapor phase. So in vapor phase में formulas क्या होगा? They'll ask these questions also. Find out the composition of the component A and B in vapor phase also. In liquid phase also. Liquid phase में composition is XA, XB. Vapor phase में composition is YA, YB. In terms of YA, YB, formulas क्या होगा? बताएंगे. For this also we have to use Dalton's law. Dalton's law, another formula also there. According to Dalton's law, second formula, the partial pressure of the gas in the mixer is equal to mole fraction of the gas into total pressure. This is Dalton's second statement. Dalton's law first statement is the total pressure in the mixer is equal to sum of the partial pressures. Based on that, we got this equation. But in the vapor phase also, Dalton's law only we have to use. That is, the partial pressure of the gas in the vapor phase is equal to mole fraction of the gas into total pressure we need to write. So therefore, let us apply this formula for the component A in the vapor phase. Therefore, PA is equal to mole fraction of the gas A in the vapor phase we have taken as YA. into total pressure. Similarly, for the component B, see, this is the formula. Similarly, for the component B, see what I am taking for the component B. PB is equal to YB into total pressure. Yeah, I have used this formula to apply for the vapor phase mole fractions. So PA is equal to YA into PT, PB equal to YB into PT. They will ask the composition of the component A and B in the vapor phase. देखिए YA they will ask it. So क्या होगा? YA means PA by PT. YA means PA by PT. What is actually PA? PA means we got it again. PA means we got it again. See, we can substitute YA is equal to PA means P naught of A into XA by PT. This is the final formula. Means in the numericals, if they give in composition of A in the liquid mixer, we can find out the composition of A in the vapor phase also. This is the relation. They will give composition of A in the liquid mixer. Therefore, by applying this formula, you can find out the composition of liquid A in the vapor phase. Similarly, composition of liquid B in the vapor phase, how to find out? YB. YB equal to what? PB by PT. But what is actually PB in terms of mole fractions in the liquid mixer? Therefore, P naught of B into XB by PT. Yeah, whatever the formula for the component A, component B also have the same formula. Means all these formulas we have to use in the numericals. So this is actually the liquid mixer में mole fractions, vapor phase में mole fractions. So XA, XB are the mole fractions of component A and B in the liquid mixer. YA, YB are the mole fractions of the B in the vapor mixer, vapor phase में. Similarly, what they'll ask is for the component A, this is the formula. For the component B, this is the formula in the vapor phase. Suppose for any component को when we apply this formula, suppose the PI, I for any component is equal to XI into PT. This is the general formula for the any component, no, not XI, YI. This is the general formula for any component in the vapor phase. PI is equal to YI into PT. This is only I applied for the component A and for component B. So these two formulas we can use, or in the numericals, they will give component mole fraction of the A in the liquid mixer and they will ask the mole fraction of A in the vapor phase. So you can use this formula. Here also mole fraction of the B in the liquid mixer they will give and mole fraction of B in the vapor phase they will ask. Therefore, we can use these formulas to find out all these calculation part. So that's all. The calculation part के लिए numericals करना है. So in the next class, I will tell you the numericals. And in this, some graphs also there. These graphs and all I will give in the next class.